have been watching me before, or welcome to my channel if you guys have never come to my channel before. My name is Kate. This is my sister, Kenzie. I actually have never had her on the vlog, so it's really exciting for us to finally do something together. She's actually been making YouTube videos for a lot longer than I have. She actually does music. I'll link her channel down below for you guys to check that out. But we've been like missing each other constantly. I've been trying to get her for a while so we could film this video, and now she's about to move to New York and I am not ready for that. It's gonna be weird. I mean, even now that we live in the same state, we still like don't see each other as much because we both are working. I'm in college and we both have our lives, so I'm glad we finally got to sit down and film something today. Today we're gonna be doing something that is, it's mostly gonna be about her. I'm gonna let her kind of talk and stuff like that. So Kenzie has high functioning autism that she grew up with, and it wasn't until more recently that she has started to like come to terms with it, I guess.
Yeah.
You say? Yeah, come to terms with it and like embrace it and not see it as like a negative thing. I kind of wanted to share with you guys more about like her story and how it was growing up. High functioning autism in like my eyes is more of like a very like it's on the spectrum, but it's like you wouldn't really know if you met a person. Like if any person were to meet Kenzie on the street, they would just think she was just a normal person that was kind of goofy.
Right.
But that's just
a normal person.
A normal person. Oh, how would you describe it? How would you describe like high functioning autism?
I don't really think about, I don't know. That's weird. I've never thought about I've never had anyone ask me these questions before, so it's kind of weird.
Well, I feel like a lot of people stereotype autism to be like one thing. Like you can categorize all these people into one thing, but like I know for me, I've been working with the sorority and like we volunteered with people with autism, and like there's so many different types of it that like a lot of people like to blur it together and not realize that like there's a big variety.
Difference. Yeah, it's not, I mean, because you're right in that it's different in a lot of ways. Like the spectrums are different, and I think that's why I had such a problem coming to terms with it before.
Yeah, because I think it's a negative connotation.
Yeah, well, I didn't want everyone to think that I'm this girl who rocks back and forth and sucks on my thumbs all the time. I'm not.
Yeah.
I do weird shit, and maybe some of that is like a result of the autism, but I mean, that's the reason I had such a hard time with it in the first place, is because it would be like I'm not functional.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can function. I can wake up in the morning, I can cook, I can tie my shoes.
You drive a car, you go to work.
Right,
yeah.
exactly.
So let's just start, like, how was it when you were like super young? How do you feel like it affected like stuff like that?
Well, I think Mom always told me that I had autism ever since I was like young enough to kind of understand it. So I always knew that I had it, and I always knew that there was something slightly off about me and slightly different about me. Like I always had trouble in school, and I had trouble understanding things, and you know, they would put me in these like special classes that I felt like they didn't really help me. I mean, they did when I was like a kid, but as I got older, it was kind of like, I guess you call them IEP classes.
Yeah.
And instead of helping me, they kind of made me feel dumber.
Really?
Yeah, they really did. They would like pull me out of class for like an hour and put me in like this, like I said, like the special classes, to make sure I kind of like understood shit. And as I got older and older, it kind of felt like an insult to me, because I was like, I'm not that stupid. Like I understand things.
Yeah.
And so I didn't understand why they were putting me in those classes. And it was fine when I was like younger, like I said, it was fine when I was a kid, but as I got older, I was like, this is kind of pointless. And I think that people treat autism like they don't have enough information about people with high functioning autism to really know how to deal with it, to really know how, like the teachers don't really know how to deal with it. People, and back in that time, people didn't really understand it that well. It wasn't as prevalent as a thing as it is now. And so that was kind of part of where my shame came from.
Do you feel it like affect relationships? It did play a part in like building relationships with even like friends or like family or
all the time. Actually, I've only just gotten to a point where I feel like I can have relationships with people. I mean, it's sad and it is what it is, but the fact that I have autism or the fact that, you know, I spend a lot of time in my room and I don't like to socialize when it gets really hectic and I get stressed out on the holidays. The reason why I push myself away from people, I think a lot of it has to do with a lot of it has to do with the autism.
I know growing up you never liked to be touched, and it was like kind of awkward.
Well, and it's still kind of like that for me now, but the thing is I actually really, that's the thing, is I actually really love being touched. I really love having a relationship with people. I just don't know how to express it.
Yeah.
I don't know how to be like, to go up to people and be like, hey, I want to have a relationship with you. And I think that the reason like why Mom and I have a good relationship is she kind of gets it. She kind of gets the way that I act and the way that I am. And even like certain members of the family get that too. But I mean, it's always been a struggle for me to have relationships with people. So, and the fact that I have all these friends now and I'm moving to New York is like really sad because I'm losing all of my friends, and yeah, I'm losing my sister now, so it's gonna be hard again to try to forge relationships with people. But like I said, I'm 27 and I've only just gotten now to a point where I'm actually making the effort to invite people over and to talk to them and to have relationships with them.
Yeah.
So it's taken me a long time to get here. I don't really blame other people. Like, if you know, people are not gonna come hang out with you if you don't ask them to hang out. But if I act like, you know, if I don't act like I'm interested, if I seem like I'm kind of standoffish, or I'm not like wanting to talk or socialize, or if I act rude, sometimes like if you make me mad, I say some really mean things, and like I'm trying to be more aware of it now. And I think that's gonna help. It's just as important for people with high functioning autism to realize, oh hey, you know, someone gave me a present for Christmas and I might have thrown it on the floor. That doesn't look good, you know, or hey, like, you know, this person has been trying to talk to me for weeks and I haven't answered their text message. Maybe I should try to reach out to them. Or hey, maybe I might have said something shitty to somebody else and maybe I should apologize for it. So it's just things like that that I think that people with high functioning autism need to be aware of.
Yeah. It's interesting that you like said that, like focusing on what they need to do, because I feel like a lot of people that have like, you know, some kind of something, they just kind of blame everyone else for how they get treated.
Well, and I used to do that too.
Well, I mean, you've come a long way since you even started embracing the fact that like you have it, you know, like it's not a bad thing. And like I remember you would get so mad before if anyone even like insinuated, and now the fact that you're able to embrace it and see, oh, I am this way because of this, and there's a reason for it. And I think having a reason for it is really important.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, I agree. But also, Mom was talking to me about it when I just started coming out about like I'm talking
I came out of the closet.
But, you know, like, but it's pretty much the same thing as like I was going around, like when I started accepting it, just going around and being like, oh, it's because I have autism, it's because I have autism and autism and autism and I'm autistic. And then Mom was like, you know, you can just accept the fact that you have it and not make autism your identity. And I was like, oh. So like now I'm seeing it as this is a part of who I am. I'm not gonna let it take over me. I'm not gonna blame everything on the fact that I have autism just so that, you know, I don't have an excuse to try to be a better person.
What advice would you give to, not just like, you know, just specifically to people that don't know how to like, is there any specific tips you would give people?
Yeah, actually the thing that I found out that's helped me is like that one day where Mom sat me down and was like, did you realize you were doing like this and this and this? Are you trying to be an asshole? And I was like, no, I'm really not. I swear to God, I had no idea. I had no clue.
Yeah.
So I think that the tip that I would give other people is if you know someone who has high functioning autism, make sure you sit them down and just politely just say, hey, are you aware that, you know, this and this and this? And I'm not saying you should pick them apart and tell them everything that they're doing wrong, but it's really helpful for people with autism to understand social skills, because the most important thing about having autism and living with autism is learning how to have social skills. And if we can't get those tips from our friends and our families and all that kind of stuff, we're really not going to do well in life. So we need that input, not being rude about it, but just saying like, hey, you should watch when other people are around. If you're gonna respect us and you want respect from us, you have to be able to state your boundaries so that we're able to understand what another person's boundaries are. And I think that's a problem with that we have with autism, is that we don't really understand other people's boundaries as well as maybe a normal person should. But I love affection.
Mom said that you were like very literal as a kid too.
Yeah, and I still have problems with that. Like if people are sarcastic with me, sometimes I take it really personally because I have no idea if they're insulting me. Caitlin, I just started understanding that when you tease other people, it's a joke. It's not like, I didn't know. I took that literally. I was like, this person fucking hates me. Oh. Like, yeah, and so like, and that's another thing. That's another social cue that kids with autism really need to know. If you're being sarcastic, just look at the person with autism and say like, hey, listen, you know I'm joking, right? I'm not like trying to put you down. People tease other people because they like each other. They don't tease other people. Well, some people tease to be assholes. But
honestly, like, it's been 18 minutes. I feel like it's been like 2 seconds.
I know!
I feel like that's a good like brief.
That's a lot of material.
Yeah. Do you feel like do you wanna tell them anything else before we head out?
You know, if you wanna help out your friends with autism, the best thing that you can ever do for them is help them with social cues. Help them understand how important it is to have other people in your life and not to isolate yourself. Help them understand how important it is to be civil and polite, and help them understand how to express their opinions without being a dick about it. I mean, these are all, there's no other thing that's gonna get you anywhere in life unless you have social skills. If you have social skills, then you could make it anywhere in life. And so I'd say that for the kids with autism too, that they need to work on their social skills.
Like,
right. Don't be an asshole. On both sides, people with autism and people without autism.
Yeah,
right?
Don't be an asshole. Well, even like, I know like, I just think people need to be more like cautious of like the people around them, and like even if you had met her and you didn't even know, because I mean you're not going to know as soon as you meet her that she has autism. Just be a good human being. Thank you for doing this for me. I appreciate it. I'm glad we got to do it before you.
I'm so glad. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm glad we got to do this before you left me. I'm very sad about you leaving me, but it's fine. I have an excuse to go to New York now. So, well, thank you guys all for watching. Hopefully we can get Kenzie back in here for more videos in the future. Maybe we'll have a better, hopefully we'll have a better backdrop by then. But anyways, thank you. It's kind of rough. But thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye guys.